Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jacqy, and if you're new to this channel, karibu. First of all, I want to thank everyone who has been on my channel all this time. We are at 169 subscribers, and I'm so happy that we are growing and glowing on this channel. If it wasn't for you guys and God, I wouldn't be where I am right now. Thank you so much for all the feedback I've been getting on my consistency. I've been really trying my best to always show up every Tuesday and post videos for you guys. It's not easy, based on the way I'm usually at home and all that. You can get so busy and you can get also so bored, and it can get lonely. You get to a point where you feel like you don't want to continue, but the reason why I continue is because I feel like I owe it to myself to show up every day, just like the way I would show up to work every day without any excuse. And also, I owe it to you guys for content each and every time. I know that you guys are going to support me, and you've also helped me to reach to where I am right now. So as per the title of the video, today I'm going to be talking about the pros and cons of being a housewife. I am a housewife, or a stay-at-home mom. I know most people don't like using the word housewife because it's too much and maybe it's no longer used nowadays, or it's a bad word. But for me, I don't find it like a wrong thing. I enjoy doing what I do. I enjoy my life, and it's been almost 9 months, and so far so good. Of course, along the way it has not been easy. That's one thing I'll say. It has not been easy. It has been easy on my part because me and my husband and my child, we are all on the same side. So it has been easy on that sector, but easy in terms of how people take it, how family take it, how other people take it, has been so different. So I wouldn't say that being a housewife should come from other people. It should come from you. You getting married and deciding to, by the way, you're going to be staying at home and being the present wife and mom. It has to be a decision that comes from inside you, that hakuna mtu mwingine huko nje amekwambia by the way you need to do this. It has to be something that you decided by yourself, even before you actually even talk it out with your husband. It has to come from you inside, because remember that you're the one who's going to be giving up your life for your home, not your husband. So it has to start from you. And if you get to a point where your husband is the one who's telling you you need to quit your job and stay at home, it needs to come from inside you for you to decide that. If you don't feel like doing it, please don't do it. For us, it was a mutual agreement, and I wanted to be present, and he also wanted a present wife, and it has worked well for us. So 2 weeks ago, I did a story on Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you can follow me at Jacqy. I usually do some topics once in a while. And I asked because most of my followers are women, I asked, by the way, would you be a housewife? And most of them voted, like I put a poll, and the number of people that said no was so many. So I remember asking people, okay, if you voted no, why? And if you voted yes, why? So I have some responses here, and I'm going to read them to you, and then I'll tell you my side of the story, tell you the pros and cons of me being a housewife or a stay-at-home mom, and if it is something that has worked for me, and how has it been for me. How have I been able to stay as a stay-at-home mom for 9 months, and what are my plans for the future, and if it's something I would advocate for other people, right? So I'll read like 5 responses, and then maybe you can also comment down below and tell me, would you want to be a housewife if you're not married? And if you're married, would you quit your job to be a housewife or a stay-at-home mom? Vote, and so comment down below and tell me if it's a yes or a no, and also you can give your reason. So there's one person who said, personally, it would be a yes or no, depending on the context. I would quit my job if I have truly fulfilled all the desires of my heart. For example, being financially stable together, settled in a piece of land, and started a savings account for our future children. One thing I have always been taught, pesa yako kama mke ni tamu sana. So me decided to be a housewife is something that will happen at my own choice and timing, because I have a lot I need to fulfill, both as a wife and at an individual both at an individual stage. So that was one. The other one, she said yes and no. I asked her why. She said, if I was in a situation where I needed to quit my job because my family needed me first, or my work schedule didn't favor my time with my family, that's the yes. I am a wife and a mom first before my job. So anything that comes between that it has to go. and I really agreed with that. Like, if work is coming between you and your husband, you and your child, and you and your relationship with the both of them, is it really worth it? Because at the end of the day, the money you're bringing home, the money you're getting, most of it is going to your home. Would you rather have your job at the end of the day and lose your family? Personally, I wouldn't. So I asked her, what about the no? Because she said yes and no. So no, she said, my no comes in if everything is working out well, like everything in my life is well balanced, but my husband or family wants me to quit, nikaange to home to hivyo, then no, I would not quit. So by the way, that's another thing. It should not be that it's other people who are actually telling you to be a housewife. Personally, if it is something that I was being told by other people to do it, I wouldn't have quit my job. Well, I hate waking up early. I'm also not a morning person. I agree with you. Well, I hate waking up early to go and work for someone else. If I get the chance to build my own brand and have people do the work for me, I'm good. Because that means I'll be getting my own money. Plus, I'll just go to check once in a while if everything is okay. So I'll have more time to spend with my family and to travel. I'm still working on my dream. Hope before New Level, I'll be where I want to be. Wow, I love that. Akasema pia also I don't like that thing ya kuacha watoi na mboch, wacha wakae na mimi. That way there's more bonding time, plus they'll always feel that their mom is always there for them no matter what happens. I totally agree, because right now I know that my daughter we are more close than before. Because before I got married, but I used to work long nights, long days. So we really spent, yes, I had the money, I would give her anything she wants. But when it comes to bonding time and me spending time with her, I did not get that chance. Someone else said, this is another person who also works in the hotel industry. I think if you work in the service industry, that's when you can find yourself sacrificing more family and doing more work, which I feel like it's not fair. But work has to be done. You need people to come and serve you on holidays. When you go to hotels, you need people to come and clean your rooms and all that. So that's now the disadvantage of being a hotelier. So this is another one who said, my family needs attention, affection, and I believe that with the hospitality industry, I can't offer that when I am working with the crazy chiefs in the industry. I agree. Another one, this one kwanza I asked for them to choose yes or no. This one said never. And I asked her why. And she was like, you should look at the future. What if something happens to your spouse? God forbid. It happened to my friend's mom. The husband died, walirudi nyuma sana because of the housewife aspect. I also agree you can also look at the future, but something else I posted, by the way, juicy too, that let me tell you what I said. I've always wanted to be a wife and a mom. In this day, society is making us women think of the end of a relationship and marriage than maintaining a long-lasting one. We are being told to have our own money because we never know. That's true, it's important. So we are living with people half-heartedly because they might leave, they might cheat, they might die, they might, forgetting that we are only sure of now. And then now, whatever we think about, the effort we put will bear fruit one day. I'm not saying that we shouldn't think of the future. We should, but not in the essence of the negatives happening. What if we start thinking about how our marriages and relationships will thrive? That we will get good partners, that we will have healthy children, that we will achieve all we want, even in the institution of marriage. That what happened with our parents or the people around us won't happen to us. But of course, such things we are told happen, but we'd rather have done our best in the season and roles given to us, so that even when we end up losing, the blame won't be on us. And God, who is able to do exceedingly and abundantly above more we can think of or imagine, will come through. Well, that's how positive I am about how I'm living my life. So yeah, that's what I came up with. Sometimes by the I come up with I just feel like there's something that I can go on social media and watch something or read something, and then I just start having thoughts in my head. So what I usually do is I just take my phone and then I just start typing. So that's what I did. Yeah, so those are some of the responses that I got of why if they would be a housewife or not. And so I decided, let me do a YouTube video to give my side of the story, which is the pros and cons of me being a housewife or a stay-at-home mom and how it has been for me. So one of the points that I got were, you're actively, number one, you're actively present for your husband and kids. That's one thing that I wanted. I wanted to be actively present. And this past 9 months have been really amazing for me because I've been really present. My husband, I feel like he always gets happy when he comes home and he finds me and he finds Atalia, he finds a well-fed kid, and I am able to give him the food that I have cooked. And I know that he enjoys coming home to me. And that's one thing that I really love doing that. And even though I've had a bad day, when my husband comes home, I'm just so happy and glad that he has come home, and we have such a nice time in the evening, and then even in the morning when I make breakfast and I pack him lunch. Those are some of the things that I really enjoy doing. Number two, freedom. You're in charge of the house, cooking, cleaning, and all. So, when you are a housewife, but then you get all the freedom. You're in charge of the house. You can decide when to do your chores. Like the last video I did of the night routine, I do my laundry in the evening, and no one will come and ask me questions by the way. As long as the laundry is done, right? Yeah. Number three, you actively raise your child on your own. So for me, I didn't want anyone else raising my child. I was comfortable with my mom raising her because I was at home. But now that I'm married, I would just prefer raising my own child. Point four, you have time to do what you love. Like for me, I told you that when I quit my job and I got married, I decided to go and do makeup classes. Well, last year, the whole of last year, I used to say that I'm going to go do those classes, but I never got the time. So I got to do what I love, and I also get time to do tutorials. I also do videos, and that's something that I love, which is something I also enjoy. Something else, even about YouTube, when I used to work, I wouldn't have time to do YouTube. It was really tough for me to do it, and right now I feel like now that my time is here and I'm able to do YouTube, I'm able to enjoy and love what I love, compared to times when I hadn't even started YouTube again. Because I remember in April, it was a really tough season for me because I was in a season where I felt like nimeshaboeka kukuwa housewife and staying at home. Like nothing was working out for me, and I also felt like I'm not getting clients because that time I had already finished doing my classes. I thought that ukishafanya classes hivi uanze kupost waambie watu wewe ni makeup artist, that clients would just come rolling. Then so I did my first client. I waited for others, and the others never came. So I got to a point in a season where I felt like I need to go back to work. So I started applying for jobs. Each job I would get, nilikuwa nafanya interview, sipiti. Kwanza nakumbuka kuna nyingine ya KRA, nilikuwa nimeambiwa nishapita the first nini, so nifanye hii aptitude test. I did it, I failed. So all the same, I got jobs by the way that I would be able to do, because I was looking for jobs now for 8 to 5. And most of them nikifanya, I would either fail the interview, ama just, I don't know what happened, I didn't get the job. So I just sat to myself one day and asked myself, Jacqy, what do you love doing? And I say that I love makeup. And also something else that I had given up was YouTube, because now the previous channel that we had was not working out now with my husband because he's working and all that. So we didn't have time. And also there's some part of me that felt like I want to start afresh. So I always felt like I want to start a new channel, but then I was like, hey, naanza channel mpya, 0 subscribers. What will I share? Will people watch my content? People love me doing videos with Jason, so what will happen when he's not there? Will people support me? So I had all those imposter syndrome. I had a lot of judging myself and feeling like I'm not worthy and all that. So I decided that once and for all, like after June, July, I decided, whether you know what, I'm going to start afresh. It doesn't matter how many people are not going to how many people are going to support me. I'm just going to do what I love. And really, this is what I love. I love being on the camera. And yeah, I love it. So it's easy to do what you love when you're a housewife. Number 5, your connection with your family is stronger. So for me, let me say, being married now that I'm not working, I feel like we have a better connection with my husband. And I feel like even when he comes home and he had a bad day, I'm able to like calm him down. We are able to have talks together. Even when my daughter nikishamwendea shule, she's always happy to see me, and she knows that her mom is always there. There's that point of the first 2 years of her life I was not available. She saw me maybe during the day, at times during the night, and she wouldn't understand why she doesn't see her mom during the day and all that. And so now I feel like I'm more present and our connection is stronger. And yeah, I feel like my marriage is also thriving in ways that I don't know, and I thank God for that. So I'm going to go to the cons. So the cons, number one, it can get boring or lonely. So guys, I've already told you that in May, June, April, it was really tough for me, and it got boring, it got lonely because I didn't have anything to do. I felt like now the routines have become so routiny, like the routines have become so much, and I just want to get out. And also another thing about me is that I'm not an introvert, so it's not like I love staying in the house. I really prefer having going outside, having social discussions and all that. And then another thing, I'm not even though I'm an extrovert, sipendi udaku ya wamama atunisa unipate mahali nje nikipiga udaku. I don't like that, by the way. I usually go, like kama jioni nikishaendia mtoto wangu shule, I usually go and buy supper and then I come back home. Most women, they would prefer wakishamaliza makazi zao asubuhi wataenda mshene and all that. For me, I can't do that. So most of the time I'm usually in the house. When I'm done with the chores, sometimes I even decide to nap, so that even when my husband comes in the evening, atanipata na energy ile yote tu. And if I have stress, I'm going to pray about it and also read the Bible and listen to worship songs. So that is my life. So it can get boring or lonely, so you need to find something that you can be able to do that is going to help you not get bored. Number two, you might sacrifice a lot for your family and forget about yourself. This is something that I've realized, by the way. Ever since I did, now this is after doing this hair, that's when I realized, oh my goodness, it's been so long since I did my hair. And you know why? So that the money was not there. Sometimes the money would be there. My husband would tell me, Jacqy, should do your hair. And I would prefer to just use the money on something else. Maybe I decide, as a person, maybe we eat something else that we have not eaten for a while. Maybe we go, maybe eat uko nje that we've not maybe gone out. Let's just go and spend it outside, or maybe travel and go somewhere, or just buy something nice for myself, or for my husband, or for my child. And sometimes I find myself forgetting about myself. So you might find yourself forgetting about yourself and putting more effort on your family. So I think that is something that also you may decide I'm going to improve on. I'm going to take care of myself, because one thing I've realized, when you have bad hair, you don't get that confidence. Like for me, even doing stories on Instagram, like it's so hard for me to do them when my hair is all shaggy and you got a makundo and inakaa tu vibaya. But when you get your hair done, you get such confidence and you feel so nice about yourself. And that's something I've decided I'm going to be doing every month when God helps me. Yeah, number three, people won't understand what you are doing at home. People will really judge you. By the way, acha nikwambie kitu. Just be prepared if you decide to be a housewife. Hata kama kuuliza unafanya nini kwa nyumba, what are you doing? Why aren't you helping your husband? In this generation, watu hawakangi kwa nyumba, I've gotten that, by the way, and it got to a point, by the way, nowadays I don't even care. You ask me what I'm doing, I usually say I'm taking care of my husband and kid, and I'm present. Like most people won't understand. Most of them will come and judge you, tell you there's nothing that you're doing. But for me, I feel like there's something I'm doing, and this is a season that I'm in. Maybe we never know. Maybe in 1 year, 2 years time, I'll be having a job of my own. But for now, this is the season that I'm in, and this is the role that I have chosen, and I really enjoy it. So take care and know that people will talk. But even if they've talked, what about you? You and your husband and your child, how are you? Are you guys on the same side? If you're on the same side, then that's okay. Other people's opinions don't have to matter. And they don't have to get in between your marriage or your relationship with your family. Number four, if you don't have a source of income, you can have days when you feel bad for not helping with bills. It can be draining. So there are cases where you find that yes, you're depending on one source of income and your husband is the one who's providing, but there are days when you can find that the bills are too much. Like you have school fees, you have all these things, so there's some things that you're not able to do. And when you find that you're broke and you don't have enough, or maybe pesa inaisha before mwezi ifike, mwezi iishe alipwe pesa ingine, you can find yourself feeling like as a wife, you're not helping out, like you don't have enough, you don't have money, you can chip in with the bills and all that. Can be really draining. But one thing I'll tell you is that it gets better. Like it gets better. Don't get to a point where you blame yourself, because this decision you made it in the first place, and you know that it would come with consequences. So that's what I do. I usually know that it will come to an end and money will come and all that. So number five, the last point, is you can feel stuck in life, especially when you compare yourself with other people, especially people of your age. So social media has this thing of, when you get into social media, you can find the people who you used to study with. Unapata, maybe they have a different life from yours. Or maybe you see their house and you're like, oh my goodness, I wish I had this. I wish I had this. But even for us, it's not that we are perfect, or me being a housewife that we have everything in the house. We don't. And my decision doesn't have anything. My decision to be a housewife doesn't have anything to do with me, us not having the things that we have in the house. This is our journey, and obviously every journey is different. So do not compare yourself with other people, because you don't know how they acquired those things. You don't know if they had to sacrifice something. There are women who actually work. Yes, they're working moms, and they wish that they would have time with their kids more, but they don't have that because they have to be working. They have to provide for their families. So yeah, so you can feel stuck in life when you compare your life with other people. But one thing I would tell you is that you are not stuck. You're just in a different season from other people, and that you'll get there, that days are going to get better when your kids grow up, and all that. And don't feel like it's something that you're doing that is wrong. It's not wrong. Your decision is valid, and your life is valid, and you're not stuck. So yeah, that is my journey. That is the pros and cons of being a housewife or a stay-at-home mom. And is it something that I would tell anyone to do? Of course, I would, but it has to come to a point, from a point where do you feel like this is something you can do, and you and your husband, have you agreed on it? Because it has to come from within you, and you yourself decided to do that, and you both have to agree. You can't make that decision on your own. So yeah, it's something that I really enjoy doing. I'm able to do things that I love. I'm able to be present, and to me, that's so important. So until next Tuesday, bye.